welcome back everybody to another market day. I am your designated inquirer. My name is Axel and today is 10/13 of 2020. Now, as we can see here from this chart, which is the dollar index, the dollar sign DXY on Thinkswim, this is an increase in the dollar, strength of the dollar versus a basket of other currencies. And it means also that the market probably and did go down today some. So if we go look at the NQ today, we do see a slight decline from basically the near the high close of yesterday. It did drop, it did go back and make another high overnight, but steadily kind of decrease. The part that made it more or less definitive on its way down, more definitive downturn, was the Apple announcement. We can see the announcement when it happened, as it was happening, by this. Whether or not details were released and some people got a headwind or not beforehand, it had recovered, and then you did start to see an increase on the announcement of the mini iHome, or the HomePod, or that new the new item that they're now selling through Apple. So initial jump, and then slowly started to decline. The information about the iPhone 12 was not super in your face, like the performance, etc., whatnot, for the price point, and that you're no longer getting any sort of charger with the box, or even headphones, wired headphones, or anything like that. All those things are gone in the box. In and of itself, you are just getting the phone. That's basically it. There is magnetic or no touch charging, no plug-in charging necessary. There is some improvement in terms of functionality and specs, in terms of like CPU performance, GPU performance. That it has a GPU is pretty awesome. But apart from that, the market didn't necessarily, it was not wowed by it per se. From this high, it was a sell on the news type of day. Apart from this, whether or not we'll see it go up in the future is kind of hard to tell at the moment, but considering how much it has gone up over the last month or so, it could stand to see it come back down to these previous levels down here at 115. It would be something that we could see happen before it makes its way higher, if people start to believe the hype, and or if there is substantial orders behind the announcement of this phone and the other goods that are being released for this fourth quarter. At the same time, we did have Amazon start its Prime Day. Whether or not they're seeing the numbers that they want will remain to be seen, but this rise up right here was also in anticipation for Prime Day. So now that it's live, maybe it's a sell on the news type of event also. We don't know yet, because we don't know how well the site is running at the moment. So there's still quite a bit to go through. Senate was still going through Supreme Court confirmation proceedings. Yesterday, it seems as though Mitch McConnell did not have a good day during the debate, as he was laughing in the face of his opponent as she called him derelict in his duty to basically pass a stimulus in the face of so much suffering and people basically, being thrown out of their homes, going homeless, starving, dying, suicide, all the things that come along with basically a downturn. He was basically smiling and laughing as it was happening, as she was calling him out on it, and he didn't seem to have any remorse. He didn't seem to be capable of feeling. Well, that's for, you know, another time. But in any case, he's seeing some backlash off of that today, and today he threw basically the market a little bone. But the bone happened to be only $500 billion worth of stimulus funds. Whether or not that's actually the $1,200 check that everybody can have, I don't exactly know what all that entails, but that's basically the only thing that he's willing to put a vote on next week, not even this week, during the Senate confirmation hearings or whatnot. And it does look as though the Senate will be confirming this judicial nominee, because it doesn't seem as though Democrats can put up any sort of fight whatsoever for this particular nominee, as there probably aren't nowhere near as many skeletons in the closet. It's not as dramatic, it's not as bombastic, although her opinions, her judicial opinions on certain matters, including Roe versus Wade, Citizens United, and a bunch of other cases, were not previously disclosed and have just recently been disclosed, and now there's, you know, back and forth, but that doesn't really matter because we know that Republicans are going to vote one way and Democrats are going to vote another way, and they're just going to, you know, Republicans are just going to get their way simply because they want, and not paying attention to decorum or what is right or anything like that. You just have basically Mitch McConnell snickering and laughing all the way to the bank as he puts in another Supreme Court nomination through the Senate. So that was the general news. Apart from that, let's also take a look at what happened to gold. GC/GC, it did drop along with the rise of the dollar, as we would expect. And for BTC, let's take a look at that. The Bitcoin did not drop as much. It has been showing a fair amount of resilience in the face of a rising dollar, because this drop right here versus this rise is not as steep, and considering where it is right now and where gold is, you would expect it to be at around maybe 10.8, maybe at around 10, but it's not, so it's holding up quite nicely. So maybe they're still holding out for some sort of stimulus, and or what would and whether or not it is a more of a judgment of the general stability of the United States, could be a greater factor as to whether or not there is going to be a clear and decided winner come election night, is probably what this general strength in Bitcoin probably is. Because if the dollar decides to tank because of government instability, as we do not have a clear transfer of power, it would throw confidence in the dollar out the window as a security, along with treasury bonds. There could be a lot of bad that can happen if we do not have a clear winner in a short amount of time, whether or not that happens on election night or whether or not that happens a month out from election night, you know, can greatly determine what happens to the markets in that time. Yeah, so that is Bitcoin, and I think ES, I think, is the only other one that we can take a look at here. We did see a bit of a drop, possibly the momentum that it had built up over time is now starting to wane, as we saw it basically close out last night over an extra hours to the downside, giving a sell signal, and now we're wandering into negative momentum territory. So can this continue tomorrow? Possibly. It's not a guarantee, we've only just begun to go into negative territory. If this even stays at the level that it is right now into tomorrow, we could see another buy signal by the beginning of tomorrow and probably continue on its trend to make another high, which can or may not happen. As right now, we are only within a few percentage points of the previous 52-week high. So that is basically the market. I hope you guys had a good day. I hope this proved to be valuable information. I hope this was concise enough. So if you guys did find it valuable, etc., whatnot, please do give me a like. Please feel free to subscribe and hit that little notification bell, you know, to catch my other things that I happen to be working on. I will be making one more video today, and it is about basically what I talked about yesterday, so stick around for that, and it happens to do with Pokemon. So I will catch you guys then. If you guys don't, that's perfectly fine. I will see you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and until then, take care. Bye.